quickly have this second discussion which we're looking at insecurity still to tackle the worsening insecurity in the northwest, particularly in Zamfara state. Nigeria shut down telecommunications networks in some areas, but bandits have now resorted to using the telecommunications services from neighboring Niger Republic to attack Nigerian troops. A member of Sokoto State House of Assembly representing Sabon Birni North, Aminu Almustapha Gobir, says he received a threat from one of the bandits who was using Nigerian network service. Well, Gobir also confirmed bandits' attack on a military base in Sabon Birni where some security personnel were killed. Chialanwoke, let me begin with you on this matter because, you know, having the bandits, now we know that some states in the north had, you know, clamped down or have shut down rather the telecommunications because of the bandits. Now they've moved to Niger and they're perpetrating their activities there. How concerned are you about this, knowing fully well that it still boils down to the insecurity in the north? What's your take?
Sorry, it's not that they moved to Niger. No.
The telecommunications
network. Their services, you can use their services in the border towns. Those border towns. So the border towns with Niger, you can use the telco services of Niger Republic here. So they now use it to phone people. They use it to coordinate attacks on Nigerian troops. That's the alarm that is raising. So you can shut down telco services in a particular state, but with that state sharing border with Niger Republic, it is then possible for them to get hold of a SIM card from Niger and then use it to be making calls within our country.
But this is really worrisome.
Yes.
What do you make of this?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. You see, that is why some governors, you know, when they put up some policies in an attempt to check this, you know, some of them might be, you know, for short term, but the long term measures or fundamental steps that should be taken are not being addressed. Of course, many of them are beyond their capacity. All eyes are on the federal government being in charge of national security. You see, the issue of these bandits who are now exploiting the telecom services in Niger to now commit their evil in Nigeria is something that perhaps the Nigerian Telecommunication Ministry will think critically to find out whether there is any technical solution, you know, that they could bring as a kind of rampart against such services, you know, coming from Niger to the suburbs here. That is why we said that government should not pamper with these bandits. Should not pamper with them. That we've had 10 years of insurgency in the north. We're supposed to have developed some capacity to deal with this issue once and for all. It is unfortunate that for 10 good years, the Nigerian state cannot say they effectively prosecuted a set of, you know, these criminals. Whether you call them Boko Haram or insurgents or the bandits. We don't get to hear that.
Indeed. Let us quickly take this call from London. Ade, please go ahead with your contribution. You're live on Journalist Hangout.
Just hold me on for about 10 minutes.
Apologies. Please go ahead. Apologies. Please go ahead.
I want to ask Dr. Today, those armored for civilians, are they spending this or what? Because they finish this phone. Because these are for civilians. Are they selling it or what? That's all I want to ask.
No, they are given those vehicles by civilians to help them put ballistic stuff in them so that they will be bulletproof and all that. So they put ballistic steel, they put ballistic glass for them. So those vehicles belong to civilians who want them to be fortified against gunfire. So, and
another threat as well.
yes, so they just help them to make those vehicles bulletproof. It's not as if they sell all those vehicles. There was one of them that I saw that was actually even meant for the governor of one of the South states. One of those Prado jeeps belonged to a governor.
You know, I asked you about that vehicle, that is vehicle if civilians, and you know about how much. But let's leave that for another discussion. So we're still talking about this insecurity in the Northwest. But Bajide, you know, when this matter comes about as though that we are, well, how do I put it now? We are hopeless or helpless in the situation, and it's like we didn't really, you know, adopt the right tactics to deal with the situation. Talking about shutting down of telecommunications in the north, and now we're seeing them using Nigerian telecommunications to perpetrate their acts. Yes. What can the government do, you know, in terms of long-term solutions now, so that it will not seem as though we are adopting one, and yet there is still another ploy for them to counter that? I
still see there are remedial actions that we can take, and there are also steps that will give us long-term relief from these guys. There is rampant poverty in the north. There is rapid recruitment into banditry in the north. This has to be addressed. People are brought into our country from Niger Republic. A lot of these bandits that you see are non-Nigerians. Just like many of the Boko Haram fighters that you see are not Nigerians. Some of them can't even speak a word of Nigerian language. And for some of those, some of the bandits, even some of them, when they speak Fulani, it is not our own brand of Fulani. Because the language is spoken in many countries. So a lot of these people come into our country to kill our people. They are not Nigerians. So talking about the use of the telecom services of Niger Republic, I think in those border towns, I don't see what we can do. The borders are porous. There are places you go to, you won't even differentiate between where is Nigeria and where is not Nigeria, because the boundaries are extremely tenuous. So people just walk in the way they like. They go in and out. I've been to Mayadua in Katsina State, and I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Yes, especially on the market day. There's a big cattle market. You see people streaming in and out.
And what border does Katsina?
It's with Niger Republic. Niger is a big problem to Nigeria. I've said it repeatedly that because that country is like a semi-failed state, and unfortunately we have extensive borders with Niger Republic stretching up to about 900 kilometers. In no less than 6 states in our country. So how do you deal with that? You can shut down telco in Yobe State. The border towns with Niger Republic, they will be able to use what the Nigerian telecommunication services offer. You can shut it down in Borno. That will happen. You can shut it down in Jigawa and Sokoto, Katsina. That can also happen. So we have now seen that possibility that, look, even when we shut down, we may not achieve a total shutdown, because those border communities, bandits would be able to use the telecom services provided by Niger Republic to interact with people, to negotiate for ransom, and interface with their own people in other parts of maybe the states where they operate from. They need information, vital information about troops movement and about places that are safe. And it is by communicating that they are able to do so. So they need it, and you can see the way they are attacking troops. In Zamfara, our troops were attacked and killed. In this Sabon Birni in Sokoto State again, our troops were attacked and killed, and patrol vans were set ablaze. So that's telling you that the bandits are becoming even bolder.
Right.
They're becoming bolder, and you can't coordinate attack except you are able to communicate. You can't even launch an attack unless you are sure that at that point, at that time, the person that you want to attack is right there at that location. So that's what communication does for them. Indeed,
well, we would have continued with this discussion, but because of time factor, we cannot continue further. Thank you very much, Obadide, for your insights on the very discussions we've had today. And of course, Chianwola Moke Nwankwo, thank you very much for your insights as well. Well, that